Good evening, this is Pascal speaking from Germany again. And yeah, I just wanted to give you a small update for the end of the trading week because some things happened here with my trades I had open. You already had seen that my natural gas long trade in the futures was closed, and I finally was able to find the things about orange juice I wanted to show you, so I can show this now in an update. Let's see here first the chart of, let's begin with Nasdaq again. So Nasdaq chart here, we see almost no change, 0% change to yesterday, but overall it's really good because the data was higher than expected, PPI, and this is bad for the market, so no change overall is not bad for this day. And on a day chart we can see, I have to zoom in a little bit, we can see it's still a little bit green, but it fits in the row that we can see a recovery here from the downfall in the last 5 days. Our next target is still 12,000 points, or the high point here 12,144. In between this level I will close some Nasdaq longs next week because we will have the expiry of the December future Friday next week, and Friday next week is also important for option traders because there will be a big expiry day. It's always the third Friday of a month, and every quarter is a bigger expiry. That's why it's called triple or quadruple witching day, because then the prices of indices and other stocks can move really fast to the up and downside and just bounce or dance, and that's why it's called triple or quadruple witching day, because a lot of instruments have their expiry on this Friday, so next Friday. Okay, let's move on to natural gas. Natural gas was really interesting today. We caught this here in a live stream because I had the long trade. We talked about this yesterday in my live stream, and right here you can still see this candle. So we had a strong push to the upside and went back. I had already set my limit to $6.24.9, and I was triggered and was out of my long trade. So if I hadn't set a limit, I would have stick to my trade, because you can clearly see it was an uptrend as long as we were trading above 9 EMA and above parabolic SAR. But here at the latest, so 25 minutes after the stock market opened, you could have closed your long position maybe here when parabolic SAR moved to the upside on a 5-minute chart. This was at the level of $6.31, so about 7 cents higher than I closed my position. But at the end, a win is a win. It's a winning trade, and I won't complain. It was a lot of money I gained today, and yeah, I've shown you already in the stream from today. And yeah, then the natural gas price pushed back from the highs, back about 4.9%. and managed to come back now to $6.30. So I opened, I think it was at 6, it was here, when we had these 3 dojis here in a row on a 5-minute chart. I opened a short call, like I told you in the morning on our first live stream. I don't want to trade it to the short side with futures, but I want to take on volatility trade, so short volatility. And I can show you implicit volatility went up while natural gas was moving up, and I wanted to short volatility, and therefore I shorted a call on natural gas. It was a 14.5 strike call for 14 cents. Let me bring up the trade log to show you. So this was the gain from natural gas futures long here, and this was the call strike I opened short. So it was sold. You see here it was sold. One contract natural gas, expiry in February, 14.5 strike call, and I got 14 cents. So times 10,000, because one natural gas future contract has a contract value of 10,000 times the price here. So this was $1,400 as option premium, and here you see when I opened it, it was 20 minutes after the stock market opened. So let's see what happens with this trade. It's it's about break even now. We are a little bit lower than where I opened it, but almost the same level. So it was already, I think it was 10 or 15% in the green when we were here, but prices went up again. But now time is in my favor, because every day nothing happens, I will make money on this trade. Because if the implied volatility isn't going down, and if the price of natural gas is just staying at this level, I will make money with theta decay, because every day the option premium will go down. That's why I like to sell options here. So we have the resistance here on the 20 EMA, we are above the 9 EMA. It can rise further, yeah, it can happen, but I didn't want to short the future itself. I'm just trading a short call, and now I have a short strangle. I have a short call, and you see we are at $6.31. I shorted a 14.5 strike call, so it's far away. And I shorted a put 2 weeks ago already at for $3.70 strike. So it's far below the current price level. So I have a short strangle, a short call and a short put. It's considered to be a short strangle. So I can make money by just the price moving sideways, or implied volatility coming down, or time passing by. So every day is a day in my favor, because theta decay is my favorite thing, because when I sell options I make money just by nothing happening. This for natural gas, and the next update is on orange juice. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to enter the trade. Yeah, right at the opening, it was at 2 p.m. my time, so I think I went live 45 minutes after orange juice opened, and we already saw that it was down a little bit, and it went down further. You see 4.26% down. We talked about shorting orange juice. Why? Because it was up really high. You see here a long-term chart. This is a monthly candle chart, and you see here the previous highs of orange juice back in 2012 and 2016. It was the same high, and therefore I think this will be a strong rejection level here, a strong resistance. And yeah, it acted already as a resistance today. Maybe I will have the chance to re-enter it like I did on sugar, because on sugar I will bring this up again. I'm still in this short trade on sugar, but it's only trading sideways for now. It went up for 3 consecutive days today again, and yeah, it's still trading sideways. We are below the last lows here, so here's my stop loss, and if I'm stop lossed out I will still make money, because I entered here at the level of 0.203. You see we had this doji candle indicating the sugar price will go down. You see the last highs here. This was interesting to see this doji candle, but I missed to enter it right at the closing, and then we went down. You see here, this was a Thursday, but on Friday we opened lower, but we managed to go back up to this level here, and I was able to enter with a short limit. So I shorted sugar at this price level and could ride the whole down way here. Yeah, now it's trading sideways. I'm still in the green, but less green than last week. Doesn't matter, I'm still here. I'm still making money with this trade, and I'm hoping that the same pattern like here in sugar happens for orange juice. So maybe I will get a new chance on Monday for re-entering here at previous highs. Let's see this on a day chart. You see it was a strong uptrend here. This was 14.6% up in just 5 trading days, and today we are down 4.26%. But maybe on Monday we will see a comeback, so a possibility to re-enter this short here. Let's see what happens. Now I will bring up the figures I wanted to show you here on the website of ICE. ICE is the futures exchange where you can trade orange juice, and here you can see the different contracts, and you also have here, if you click on data, you can see, this is what I wanted to show you, the different expiries like January, March, May, and the contract volume, so the traded volume. You see here 997 contracts were traded today, and a change of 4.26%. But you see that on different expiries like March, there's a different change. So the March expiry only dropped by 1.4%, and 589 contracts were traded. So the most liquid one is still January expiry, but it ends in some weeks. Therefore, March is gaining more volume, and one day it will surpass January expiry, and most of the contracts will be closed out, and then March contract will be the front month, and March contract will be traded. So if you want to take on a swing trade in orange juice, then March expiry would be the best. But if you want to take on just for a couple of days and short it, then January will be the best, because you will have the most trading volume, and you see here, like today, the most change here, because it dropped 4%. And what I wanted to show you is the term structure. So I found the website. The problem why I couldn't find it before was it was hidden in the menu of the website, because it's an older tool. It's a German website, but it's an older tool, and therefore I couldn't find it under tools. You have to go on Google to find it, and then use the German word Terminkurve instead of term structure. But because I was speaking English here with you, it was just difficult to remember that the previous day, yesterday, Thursday, I showed this in my club, and I couldn't remember that I entered the German word Terminkurve to find this. So now I have it, and here's the term structure of orange juice. So what is shown here? It's shown the different prices of the different expiries, like we have seen January, March, May, and so on. So different prices. Every dot here is a price of the future of a different expiry from orange juice. Here it is the 8th, December 8th, so yesterday. So the price is yesterday. And you see here, this is called a backwardation, because the future prices of the future expiries are lower than the expiry of the January, the next front contract. So you see a strong backwardation, because you can see here more than 10 points lower from January to March. And you can see the difference in backwardation. If you move back, this was December 7th, this was here December 6th, and so on. So we can move back in time and just see how strong was the backwardation. We see here 7 points, and if we go here, we see 10 points, we see even 16 points here. From January to November, 16 points was it on December 8th. So this was yesterday. It was a strong backwardation. And because the front month, January, is expiring now, this backwardation can turn. And because the most of the contracts will be closed out, we can just see a drop of price, because we are at the major resistance level. As I showed you here, this is a major resistance level, this high point here. And now the front month, January, will be closed out by most of the traders which are invested long term. So they have taken long positions in orange juice and want to participate on a rising price. But now they have to close out January in the next weeks or days and have to switch to March expiry. And therefore they have to sell. They closed out their long position. They sell. And this makes the January future of orange juice drop. This is what we have seen today, minus 4%. It can move even faster. It can come back on Monday, maybe. Let's see. But yeah, if not, then I can still enter. It's still a good price level to enter the short trade. You see, you have still a lot of room. But yeah, I'm glad that I talked about this in my first live stream today. So you could see that I was early, or right at the right time, talking about this important price level here for orange juice. I'm not in the trade. I missed it, unfortunately, because I was teaching some kids in table tennis, and yeah, I just didn't see that the price is already dropping like this today. So yeah, I just looked at other things like natural gas and so on, and then Nasdaq. So yeah, orange juice was dropping, and let's see what happens on Monday. If we can manage to come back a little bit, then I can still re-enter here this trade. Okay, let's see your questions here. On Nasdaq, almost nothing happened, so it's not really a real power hour today. So it's called power hour because the last hour sometimes happens something. Yeah, it's a little bit selling off now below the last lows. So let's see how far it can drop. But I'm not expecting that we will see lower lows of the day lows. I don't think that we will see these. We still have 22 minutes until the closing, and I just think that yeah, some will take off their profits. That's why it's dropping, but 0.2% is almost nothing for Nasdaq. I'm still in my long swing trade and will hold it until expiry for December future, and the longer position for March expiry I will hold for the next 3 or 4 weeks, depending on how fast we will reach my target levels at 12,500 and 13,000. I've already shown you here the next targets on the upside, and my stop loss is below the last low here from the day before yesterday. Yes, Ralph is writing his level was $6.42 and then sell short calls. So yeah, we can still reach $6.42, but today's high was $6.39.1, so a little bit under $6.42, a little bit of room left. We can still reach the 20 EMA line. It's right below the $6.50 level, so it can happen on Monday maybe. But yeah, I'm in my short call now, and I'm happy that I'm in this trade. So I have a short strangle, and yeah, if the short call is losing, then the short put can win, and if the short put is losing, then the short call can win. The important thing is that we are not moving too fast, too high or too low, just trading within this range sideways, and that volatility is not going higher but coming to lower levels, and then I will profit with both trades. I can make money on both trades just by implied volatility coming down and the price to stay in between my two strike levels. Okay. You get an entry chance on Monday, use Fibonacci levels. Yes, thank you for the idea, Ralph. Let's use Fibonacci on orange juice here just to see where we can go into this trade. So I will draw Fibonacci lines from the lows here. We had at the closing, it just closed at 8 p.m. my time. This is 2 p.m. Eastern time. And the high point was yesterday right before the closing at $2.26.8. So the 50% Fibonacci level would be here at $2.20 So this was this was a level we could hold for a couple of hours today. You see, it could be acting as a resistance if we come back to this level. And yesterday also we were trading around this level. This could be an important level, but also this level can be important because we were rejected several times here. Yeah, if it's really strong, it can manage to go up to here or run 100% reversal, but I don't expect it to do this. It was the same like with here with sugar, because if you would have drawn a Fibonacci here, I can do the same. So just draw the Fibonacci here from the low of this day and go back to the high points, and then we see where was the entry point was here. You see 0.203. So this was my Fibonacci level, and there I entered the trade. So it was almost a 100% reversal, but not at all, not the full not the full size. So 76.4% was my entry level. And if you want to trade it like this on orange juice in January expiry, this would be your level here. $2.23.9 would be the level to enter right at the opening level. So I could have traded this right at the opening. I could have caught this level, but yeah, I didn't manage to be in my portfolio because I had some issues. I was talking about this in the last live stream, and therefore I wasn't able to enter right away. And yeah, now I'm waiting for Monday. Let's see how far we can pull back. That's why I use Fibonacci, just to see the pull back levels here, to see the reversal levels and the resistance levels for the reversal, and then maybe I can enter between the 50% Fibonacci level and the 76% Fibonacci level. This is my target zone where I want to enter. So I will look at the charts on Monday between 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. my time, and we'll see if I can manage to enter a short trade in orange juice. Yeah, not a full recovery. I don't think that we will see the highs again, but if I'm happy, I can manage to enter here in between, the same like with sugar. Let's see if this happens, but it's looking really, really weak at the moment, so maybe we will not see a recovery at all. We will just drop further. This also can happen. So yeah, maybe I will miss this trade. Maybe I will get the second chance to enter it. This is just trading. This can happen. So ask your questions in the chat, then I can answer them. We still have about 17 minutes left until the market closes for Nasdaq, for the stock market, and it's just trading sideways, selling off a little bit more, but still trading sideways, 0.34% in the red today. Nothing special. Some take their gains of their long trades out. It was trading sideways for a longer time, you can see here, and now it's selling off. But we still have room to go back to the moving averages and to VWAP. You see, we were trading right around VWAP for the past couple of hours, and now we are selling off here. In about 6 minutes we will see imbalance, then we can see maybe a candle back to moving averages, but we still have some time. So let's talk about the economic data for next week again. We already talked about this in the previous stream, but I will bring it up again. We had the higher than expected data today. Oh, I will bring it up in English. We had the higher than expected data today for PPI, producer price index, and the higher than expected numbers for Michigan consumer expectations. So this is good for the economy, but not good for the stock market at the moment, because everyone fears higher inflation and therefore a higher risk of interest rate hikes. And let's take a look back on the FedWatch tool, just see if something changed from the morning. Yeah, not really. 2 percentage points down, 77% now for 50 basis points and 23% for the 75 basis points rate hike next Wednesday. So in 4 days or almost 5 days will be the next Federal Reserve meeting, where we'll see the next rate hike, and the possible level of interest rate will be 4.25 to 4.5%. This is the most common probability here, 77% for a 50 basis points rate hike. But it will not be the end of rate hike, so we'll still have some room next February. First will be the next Federal Reserve meeting, and then the market is expecting that we will go up to 5%. So again, an interest rate hike, and this probability is about 50% here. Maybe we'll see a lower interest rate hike, so from 4.5% here to 4.75%. This is only 25 basis points, but the probability here is 40%. So together we will have 90% that we will see a 25 or 50 basis points rate hike in February. But still some time to go, 1.5 months. So the next meeting is next Wednesday. This will be more important. Now back to economic data for the next week. Also here for crude oil, let's talk some words about crude oil, because we talked about this in the last live stream. Crude oil was, it went back crazy. I've seen it coming down here at the $70 level, and I thought, okay, we broke the lows, we broke the support line, and then we were suddenly going back. So going back to day chart, and we're suddenly going back now, and we were just holding the resistance level now, and that's common thing that we trigger the stop losses here of the guys which took on long trades, and now it tries to reverse. So interesting to see that we managed to hold the level here, and maybe we can see some pullback to the upside on Monday, because we have seen Baker Hughes oil rig count. It was lower than the last number here, and the same for total rig count. It was a little bit lower than the last time. So some rigs are closed and shut down, and this can bring up the price a little bit, but it's not really special thing here. So let's just wait for the next week where the crude oil price will move. I have no position in crude oil futures, but I have still a short put position with a lower strike price in crude oil. And as long as the crude oil price is trading sideways or rising, it's in my favor. But every day is in my favor, as you know, because I sold options, and therefore theta decay is in my favor. So the important week will be next week, and next week we will see, next week we will see some important data again. The most important days will be Tuesday because of course CPI. Today we had PPI. Next Tuesday we will have CPI, Consumer Price Index. Again, this number is now a little bit higher with 0.3%, but let's have a deeper look at the number because the previous numbers were higher. We had a forecast of 0.5%. One time we had higher numbers than expected. The last time we had lower numbers than expected. And you can remember on November 10th we had this up move on CPI data. So the same thing can happen again if it's lower than expected. But it's again like PPI today, it's a low number. So we can see just in line or maybe higher. Everything can happen, prepare for everything. But we can also have higher than expected numbers and see a 100% reversal like today in Nasdaq. So that's why I don't expect the numbers to be on a certain figure and don't trade the news. It's just trading direction. Yeah, this is for Tuesday. Then we will have on Wednesday, we will have CPI year over year, again from Great Britain. But more important will be at 2 p.m. Eastern. So this is 8 p.m. my time. We will see FOMC statement and Federal Reserve interest rate decision and the press conference with Jerome Powell, the chair, the board member and the chairman speaking here. This will be the most important thing at 2 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. And again, more data on Thursday. Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index. This is a 3-star event. Core retail sales and additional jobless claims. The weekly number. Retail sales here. Everything 1 hour before the market opens. So a lot of economic data next week, which is important. So be prepared on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for all this economic data coming out. Okay, then further dropping. This is now the last 10 minutes. This should be the imbalance candle. Let's see on a 1 minute chart. Okay, a lot of selling pressure now. Bulls cannot hold the line. Let's see if we can go down in the last 10 minutes to the lows. Here's the last low we had seen right at the opening. Somebody was asking what will happen when we open, if we will see a downfall again. And yes, we had seen it. You see in the first minute or the first 2 minutes, we were selling down to this level, but right away dip buyers came in and pushed the prices higher. It was like expected. We talked about this in the previous live stream. The same like here on the outcome of the news, of PPI news. We went down and we were pushing right away back. And the same thing happened at the opening of the stock exchange, because some can only trade when the stock market is open, and therefore their stop losses are triggered right at the opening, and they are selling the bad news, the better than expected news, and then right away the buyers came in and pushed the prices higher. The same pattern like we have seen on the outcome of the news. And now they are selling again, probably back to this level here. Let's see if we can hold the lows at from the opening here. Maybe the white line or right below the white line should be a smaller support level if we manage to sell down to this level in the last 8 minutes for this Friday trading. Let's go back to the chat and see your questions. Whereas I have too many open windows here. Crazy. Here. Okay, your questions. Your level of knowledge is definitely missing at LPP. Yes, thank you, John. Everyone can have my knowledge. Just write me an answer or just ask me a good question, and I will take on this question and answer it if I'm able to. If I know the answer. If I don't know the answer, then, and if I'm curious, I will Google it. I will find it out. I will find the answer, and that's how I learned. I was always curious as a kid, as a young guy. I wanted to know answers. I asked questions, and if someone couldn't answer my question, then I was figuring out myself. That's how I learned trading. That's how I got better. I asked, I made mistakes, and I just moved on. I traded, and that's how you should also do it. Ask questions. If you don't ask questions, you cannot get answers. You cannot get wrong answers, but you can also not learn from the answers. So therefore, always have questions in place and ask them. and write me a message right under my live stream. Even if you rewatch it, if you just watch the recording, ask questions below my streams and I can answer them for you. Or take them into the next live stream and then I can explain in more detail. Okay, Nasdaq dropping like a rock, took on a good trade in the morning. I got out. Yeah, nice. I'm not day trading Nasdaq right now, but yeah, I'm still in my swing trade. You can see my swing trade lost a little bit, 1K today. For this trade, I have more trades on the other account, so I lost a little bit, but I'm still in the green because I entered at 11,500. And yeah, everything can happen on a PPI day, but I don't think that it's a really bad thing for the next week. Okay. Nasdaq 11,008 point is it from where is this level coming out? You think that we will drop to 11,008 points? So let's get rid of all these lines here just to see a little bit more. So 11,000 is down here. 11,008 points. Yeah, we had some closings, some weekly closings here at the end of September and the beginning of October. Yeah, it is an important level because it is a round level. It is a psychological level, as I say, but I think we shouldn't drop to there because then it would consider to be a lot more bearish. Therefore, I want to hold the lows of this week and to manage to go above the 12,000 level again. You see the parabolic SIR is already coming down, so in the next week we will see a lower dot, and if we can manage to close the next week with a triple witching day above this parabolic SAR dot, so then it will be bullish for Christmas, for the Christmas rally in the last week of Christmas. And yeah, just let's wait for this if it happens. Last 5 minutes today for trading. Let's see how far we dropped back. We almost managed to get back to the 9 EMA, but it's a lot lower now. 0.6% in the red for Nasdaq today. John is asking, do you offer a course or a way to learn your techniques for someone like me, completely ignorant about options? You speak German, John. Yeah, then I have a possibility for you, because I just want to say I only have a German course and nothing in English. So we are offering, or I am offering with 2 colleagues together, a German thing, so German coaching in options, but you can also learn futures trading, of course. Just call me or my colleague here in the chat, Ralph, and ask him about what you want to learn and at which level you are at the moment. But you have to be able to speak German and to understand German, and then you can take on a coaching at Finance Coach. This is my second channel where I'm talking about options, because I'm mainly an options trader. 90% of the time I trade options, but sometimes I also trade futures or future options, like I did today with natural gas option. Yeah, I have no coaching right now in English. I'm just doing these live streams for fun. When I have time, when I have fun, I do these just for entertainment purposes. So don't trade my trades, trade always your own trading style. You can learn whatever you want, you can learn, but don't trade after me. Just take on your own decisions and take on your own gains and losses. No investment advice here. Last 3 minutes of trading, still selling pressure here. Let's see if we can hold the levels. Last lows were here, around this level here, and the low of the opening was here. The low pre-market was here. So let's see if we can hold this level, or if we retest the low of the trading day when the market opened. This was right at the opening, the low. (0.65% in the red). Not a big red day, but not as bullish as it was. So there was a rejection at the 20 and the 9 EMA level. You can see this was we could manage to go above, but now we rejected at these levels. We are still trying to go above, but maybe next week a new attempt to go above these resistance levels here. I understand that, but today there are so many fakes on the web that when one finds someone like you real, our time would be definitely well invested just by learning from you. Yeah, I can understand, John. So I'm sharing my knowledge because I love to share knowledge and I love to improve things. And yeah, I also heard that someone I taught something in LPP shared his knowledge to others, and that's why I want to see just sharing knowledge and everyone will gain and profit from it. So that's what I like, but I don't want to be live every day and to be to stick to my screen and to have to live stream every day. I only want to do it when I have fun with it, and that's why I say I will go live 2 or 3 times a week, and if I have fun I will do it more times a week, but I don't want to get paid for it right now because I don't offer coachings in English. It's just my basic school English. It's enough to teach you and to tell something here about it. Everyone can just watch it and take whatever he or she wants from it. But I don't want to take on money for this right now because I don't have a video course or something like this. And therefore it's just for free on YouTube right now. And just when I have time and when I have fun doing it. So market is closed now and it closed 0.6% in the red. So the week ended red this week, but we can still see higher prices next week. You see the rejection at the parabolic SAR dots. That's why I say you can take it the same like the Bollinger Bands. A lot of people work with Bollinger Bands, but I don't use them, but I use parabolic SAR and they act the same like the Bollinger Bands. So we saw a rejection at the parabolic SAR today again. Also the week, this is a weekly chart, and as soon as we manage to close the week above this parabolic SAR dot, so the next week it will move lower, and then probably, I hope so, we will see a closing of the week above the parabolic SAR dot, and this means a change of direction, so the beginning of a change of direction like we have seen here. So we managed to close above this parabolic SAR dot. Here we closed right below this dot, so you see it was a resistance level, the 9 EMA line and the parabolic SAR, and then we managed to close above and it changed to the downside and indicated an uptrend, but it didn't last for long. Then we closed below again and it indicated a downtrend, and now we could see a change of direction on a weekly chart. So this is a high time frame, but because I'm a swing trader and I want to have this long trade for 3 or 4 weeks, therefore I'm looking at these high time frames. And yeah, that's what you should also do if you don't want to day trade. Someone was asking if I could just talk some words about the difference between day trading and swing trading, because I'm not day trading. The most of the time I don't day trade. I just take on swing trades because I like to trade on higher time frames. There are not so many fake outs. You can set your stop losses a little bit more away, but you have to lower your position size. The important thing is not to go in with 100% of your account, just with low or small position size. And you have to have your levels, where you want to enter, where you want to exit, and you see it is manageable. You don't need a big knowledge. You can do it with a small set of instruments, like I'm showing you here, just some moving averages, ADX and Fibonacci. That's what I use. And it can be easy as that. You are better prepared for your trading. And that's what I like. You don't have to stick 8 hours a day in front of your trading screen. You can just prepare for the whole week or for the next trading day and then enter at the price levels you have seen with your instruments, and then just trade them and be stopped out or take out your profits like I did today on natural gas. And that's what I like. So I'm trading maybe 20-30 minutes. I'm preparing and doing this. Of course, some of my live streams are longer, but I'm preparing and doing this. And then at the end of the day, I'm just looking if the market is in my favor and doing what I wanted it to do. And that's it. So you need less time in front of the screen. You have more time for doing whatever you want. And you can still make the same profits. And that's what I like. Not to waste my time in front of the screen watching the charts doing nothing or just figuring out where are the important levels and then trading these levels. That's what I do when I swing trade on more than one day. Sometimes it's a small amount of time, like with natural gas, only 2 days, but sometimes it's for some weeks, like now when I want to trade Nasdaq to the long side. And yeah, that's it. Why I like to trade as a swing trader and not as a day trader or even scalper on a really low time frame like 1 minute or tick chart. That's terrible and stressful for me. And that's not what I want to trade and what I want to do. I want to take small amounts compared to my account, small small amounts of my portfolio and just be in a trade for a longer amount of time, but take on less trades, not day trading with 10, 15, 20 trades a day. Just 1 or 2 trades a day is enough if you swing trade. It depends on your portfolio size. Yeah, market is closed and a nice weekend is saying Ralph, and that's the same what I'm saying to you. Thank you for watching my live streams. I hope you had fun. Thank you for giving a thumbs up, and if you didn't do it right now, until now, then please subscribe to my channel and of course click the bell to be informed when I go live next week, probably on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I will see when I have time and have fun to do the live streams for you. But when there are major economic news, I will probably go live. You will be informed if you clicked the bell. Thank you for watching. Have a nice start into your weekend. See you next week. Goodbye.